audio introduction to Melanin Markets, one of a series of Home in Conversation with. The film begins with a view of one of the empty auditoria at Home, Manchester. The seats are an array of colours, orange or yellow or maroon, and the occasional purple. Then the two women whose voices we hear are shown seated in the theatre. Both are young black women with brown skin and black hair with large dark eyes. They are shown from just above waist height, and both speak with animated expressions and big smiles. Bianca sits to our right, Kelly to our left. Bianca wears her curly hair in a parting and reaching down onto her shoulders. She has big hooped earrings and a golden chain necklace with a black and white checked jacket with a big collar and patch pockets on the chest over a black top. She has long pink nails. Kelly has her locks tied up and braided. She wears medium-sized shiny hoop earrings and a gold pendant necklace on a chain. She has a cream shirt jacket with patch pockets worn over a yellow dress. The film cuts between shots of the two women speaking directly to us in the theatre and of the Melanin Markets taking place inside Contact Theatre Manchester and inside the Royal Exchange Theatre. At one of the markets, Bianca, wearing a long-sleeved cream dress, is in conversation with someone. There are many photos of stall holders, all looking busy and happy, all from the black community, and of customers, black and white. Items on sale include handmade keyrings with a design of flowers within the two-dimensional shape of a woman's head, coasters made from different woods, mugs and jewellery. There are stalls selling books, stickers, framed sketches and drawings, chocolates, Madagascan vanilla, greeting cards, African honey, juices and drinks, candles, t-shirts, afro combs, earrings, soaps, toiletries, ornaments, cupcakes, spices and photographs. A guy in a Windrush t-shirt is painting a portrait. And there's even a photo with Father Christmas. Other photos show Bianca and Kelly smiling beside a big banner reading Melanin Markets Manchester, or at home, or on the day with the vendors. When Bianca is talking about her business, there are photographs of the afro combs and the earrings she creates. And when Kelly is talking about her business, there's a photo of her Plantain Avenue Manchester logo, showing a green plantain and yellow banana. Her stall is filled with books and games, including jigsaw puzzles of maps of India and the Caribbean. There is also a shot of their Instagram page, Melanin Markets MCR.
So I'm Bianca Danielle.
And I'm Kelly Morgan, and we're the founders of Melanin Markets.
Yep, we're the producers, the creators, we do it all. So outside of Melanin Markets, I mainly do arts marketing with like theatre venues and stuff, and I also have my own handmade jewellery business.
And I've got a background in arts project management, so I do creative facilitation and I focus on equality and diversity in the arts. So Melanin Markets is a vibe, it's a whole afternoon of Black-owned businesses being celebrated and promoted within the Manchester community, and we usually take over creative spaces that are not predominantly taken up by Black people. And so that kind of is our unique selling point as Melanin Markets.
So I think that me having my own business made me realise that the products I was making, such as keychains with afro combs, women with afro hair, I felt as though I don't see these things on Market Street. I don't see these things in Trafford Centre. But then also I didn't really know how to end up in those stores and on Market Street. So I felt as though there was a missing part of my knowledge of how to get there. So I tried to find people who could help me with that and couldn't. So when I met Kelly and we were talking about, you know, having something which was showcasing specifically Black businesses, I was like, well, then we can build a network. Then we can find people who might make similar products or have the knowledge to be able to take our business to the next step. People are always quite surprised when they hear that we had our first Melanin Markets on December the 5th at Contact Theatre, but actually we only met mid-October for the first time, properly sat down chatting.
And it's crazy because we had taken up so many of the same spaces. Like we both worked at Contact, for instance. We both had like similar mentors and friends, but we hadn't ever actually built a relationship before. But in October we were like, you want to do this? I want to do this. Let's talk.
Yeah.
We both separately were talking to other people in our community about the need to have a market that celebrated Black Pound Day, that celebrated Black businesses, but we just didn't see much of it happening at the time. And so one of our mutual friends was like, you keep talking about the same thing, go and talk and make it happen. And that was in the October. And then from that October, it was like a 6-week process for us solidifying Contact as a venue, building an application, setting up an Instagram page, going for market license, and then recruiting all the different businesses or inviting the different businesses to trade within the event. So yeah, it was a quick turnaround, and we're just so thankful that the community really wrapped around us, like not just the Black community, but also the arts community and then the wider Manchester community, and it really took off.
The support that we've had, where from the moment that we started saying to people, we want to put this on and this is going to happen, to now where we've just announced our 3rd event, the support's been phenomenal. Like support from not only our own friends and family, but support from people who only know us online, who we've worked with in the past, who we work with now. It's just been like really warm. And also people who are going, okay, so you've done this, I've got an idea for another one, or I've never seen this, how about this? And just really being engaged with us. And because we're the face of it, like we haven't hidden behind just a logo, because we've made ourselves, you know, as transparent as possible as to why we do things and what the goal is. That kind of like face-to-face interaction is what we constantly talk about, is that we're real people doing real things, and it's not about us, it's about the businesses we can platform, it's about being able to uplift our community. It's been phenomenal.
Agreed.
From a marketing perspective as well, it's like when we shortlist our vendors, we say to them like, can you send us an image of yourself that you feel comfortable with or without your products or services? Because I know that when I'm supporting a business, having a face there of who that business is, it makes me go, I'm supporting Dion from Love from Dida.
I guess we both come from the perspective that we don't see enough Black representation in business, or when we do see it, it's not Black people of their own businesses, it's Black people endorsing other businesses. And so we decided to get into the business industry for that reason, because we have passion, we have skills, and we have knowledge about our community, and we want our community to be represented fairly. But beyond that and deeper than that as well, it's about building the Black economy as well. We have to have more businesses owned by Black people. We have to make sure that we're putting the Black pound back into the Black community. We have to make sure that that's circulating rather than being extracted from our community. Black people are extremely creative. We're so diverse as a people. We have a lot to offer the world, but often we don't get paid and we don't get the credit for it.
For me, it's just so important that I have this passion and I'm doing this at home for it to be elevated and to be shown to people. And, you know, we have brands who they've made their own ginger drinks for years and it's been passed down through the generations. Why can that not be sold in Asda and Aldi? Why can that not be taken to the next level? So with this, it's like, Melanin Markets is that tool to get you out and get your business and brand more traffic, new audience, get it exposed to a different level. But it's not the end goal. It's that part where you can go, okay, now I feel confident, now I'm making networks, now I know who I can collab with, and what next? So with Ruby Dean Designs, it actually started off where I was making coasters during lockdown. So these coasters were ocean inspired. So all the colours that I used and everything were a nod to the Caribbean Ocean and the beach sand, beautiful. And then it just started to slowly level up to where it was like keychains and actual afro combs, usable afro combs. But everything always had this nod to the Caribbean. And you know, a big drive as well is that I have little brothers who, when I make these products, they go, oh my God, it looks like me. And like my sister, you'll see my sister also working in Melanin Markets on her own stuff. Or sometimes she's manning my store and she'll come running through the crowd like, I just found some earrings that look like me. Like, do you know how hard it is to get you know, jewelry that has, you know, the curly hair and the full lips? And yeah, it's just a really special thing that we've created.
It is, yeah. My business is Planting Avenue, that's a work in developing title store. And the reason that I came up with that is because I've got a child and it was difficult to find educational products, books that she could see herself in. And so I kind of over the years got to know about puzzles and books and colouring books and TV shows, but then I didn't really feel like the rest of my community were aware of that, and so I decided to create Planting Avenue as a kind of cultural store where you could find all these things. So my idea wasn't really to be a business owner, it was more that there's all these products that are really important for our young people and our children that are not really out there, so I wanted to be able to bring that into the Manchester community.
For me, the highlight is every time we have an event on, we stand there and everyone is just buzzing and happy. The sellers are there chatting to everyone. Like people are coming in and going, oh, can you smell the vegan African food over there? And oh, did you see, you know, those Kente cloth bags over there? And it's like you can just look around and it's so joyful.
There's always a moment around 2 o'clock where me and Bianca kind of bump into each other and go, look what's happening. Like, this is amazing. It's that collaboration that the community brings. It's the vibe. It's everything we already know and love about our community just in one space for us to share. And it's beautiful. We haven't really had any funding. We generally just work because this is a passion. We don't have a salary. Whatever we make is kind of like a little bit of profit at the end of each event, but we hope to be funded in the future, and we hope to be able to provide jobs as well.
Something that I've learned along the way of doing Melanin Markets is that you can't do it all. So yes, I'm a marketer, yes, Kelly does project management, but actually having a team is something that, you know, it enhances what we're doing to a next level as well.
The collaboration that me and Bianca have formed has been just incredible. I'm learning things from Bianca all the time. I'm pretty sure you're probably learning things from me. And then we're pushing each other, we're empowering each other. And even though you know that this is beneficial, like on a theoretical level, there's very few moments in my life where I've been able to share that in such a connective and productive way, which then actualizes into something as amazing as Melanin Markets. I think opportunities were limited when we decided to start our businesses, and so it then becomes about what have I got that I can just start with. And I think we were in a good position to already be people with creative minds and then creative people around us, and so the creativity element was probably the opportunity, I think, that kind of helped, I guess, manifest businesses and ideas and things like that.
There are opportunities for Black businesses. But it's just that, whether it be the barriers of what communities we're in, what sector we work in, the people that we know, I feel as though those opportunities are not circulated frequently enough, but maybe not in the right way either. Because as we've been doing Melanin Markets, I do now get a lot of people telling me that there's these funding pots, there's sponsorship opportunities that have existed, and they have been calling out to share with particular communities also, but we just never heard.
There's a lot of barriers to these opportunities as well. If you wanted to have a business consultant, you'd have to pay for it. And when you're a startup, you don't necessarily have the funds to be able to invest in starting. So I think startup funds is probably a massive challenge within our community.
When you hear about opportunities for Black businesses, the way to apply can be the barrier in itself, because it's like then you feel the pressure of using the right buzzwords and using the right phrasing, and sometimes the questions that are asked, you might not necessarily understand the question. And I think that that's what we've kind of pulled into our application process with vendors, is we've tried to make it as easy, open, quick as possible, because we're aware as well that a lot of businesses, it's not the full-time business, it is a side hustle, so the time that you contribute to something is not necessarily that much. One really key piece of advice I was told in regards to Melanin Markets is that someone said to me, you have to remember that not everybody is for Melanin Markets. And at first, everybody that came, every door that opened, we were like, oh yeah, let's try do that. Yeah, let's do that. And then sometimes it doesn't align with your values. It doesn't, and then that's okay. Or you know what, sometimes you're not ready for that opportunity right now because you need to put things in place, and then you can do it at a later date. And that's when, you know, you'll thrive.
Time is everything as well. Like, I think I'm one of those people who I'm like, time will tell, you know, if someone aligns with us, if we have capacity to do something. And I'm also a person that's like, you know what, if it's meant to be, the universe will make it happen as well. Like, we just need to be intentional and sure about who we are, what we're doing and why we're doing it, and then the opportunities will arise. But also, like you said, not every opportunity is for now. The advice that I would give to any Black business owner is to persevere. It is difficult sometimes, it is lonely, so on that I would also say collaborate, surround yourself with like-minded people who can kind of empower you to persevere and to trust in your idea, in your product.
A piece of advice that I would give to Black businesses would be fight the fear. So if you're fearful of social media, make the account and have a gander in the background. You don't have to tell anyone about it, but get your head around it. Or, you know, pay for someone to run an account for you to take the stress off yourself. Or, you know, if you're feeling as though you just don't have a certain piece of knowledge that you need to bring your business to a next level or to build the business, find people, talk to people. To get into business, I'd say that you need to be resilient or build resiliency. Having that thick skin is just vital, and that can apply to, you know, if you do apply for funding and you get knocked back, you know, don't take it personal. But also being able to ask for feedback is really something that's crucial, and be able to take that feedback. So I've been in those situations many times myself. I know that it can hurt, or I know it can make you go, oh wow, okay, now I've got some extra work to do, but actually it will stand you in good stead.
I think the skill that's needed for business, self-belief as well. Not everyone's going to believe in what you do. Not everyone's going to support you. Some of the people that you expect to support you, the closest people to you, might not see your vision. But if you see it clearly, then trust in it, develop it, take time, don't rush. Things will actualize when they're supposed to. Do
not let imposter syndrome get you. Don't let it get you, because it's something that if you have chose to be in your business, if you have chosen to start that, you belong there. And it doesn't matter what happens along the way, there is a place for you. So Black businesses can get involved in Melanin Markets in a variety of ways. The first way is to apply to one of our events, to be a vendor, to showcase your products or services and sell. And you can apply, we usually have like an application link on our Instagram, and we also hand out like flyers and posters of opportunities. And you can drop us an email as well so that you can be added to our database. And that's to, literally be a vendor for Melanin Markets events. But there's other ways to be involved as well.
Yeah, so I would suggest following our Instagram page. That's the main one. At some point there will be a website too. But just kind of stay on our radar, introduce yourself, drop us an email or a DM, let us know who you are, what you do, whether you have business and products or whether you're a service. Because we do kind of collate and think of people, and maybe we won't think of you for every event, but one day we might need a DJ, for instance, and we'll go, oh yeah, there's that person who does that kind of music, and we'll holler back at you.
Yeah, and at our events you can volunteer as well. So if you want to learn about coordination of the day, if you're a budding photographer, if there's various ways to be involved, and feel free to suggest ways to be involved, because we're constantly expanding and building.